Hi guys, it is Angie Ward. I am in the most magical place on earth. I'm at Disney World and I have found a couple of friends. I love the ears, ladies. I feel like I'm being left out, so I'm gonna have to go to the gift shop as soon as we're done here.
Yes.
I have met some friends here who are experts on how to book your trip to Disney for you, your family, your friends. This is Shantel and Emille. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, I have a lot of questions. So I'm kind of new to the whole Disney World booking my trip thing. This is my first trip back to Disney since I was a kid. So a lot's changed.
It has. It has, absolutely.
So the cool thing about Disney now is all of the different options you have, okay? So we have 4 theme parks. We have tons of different resorts you could stay at on property. And then you can even do fine dining and shopping as well.
Yes.
So it's not just going and looking at a pretty castle and riding a roller coaster or anything,
For
right?
sure, for sure.
So, Emille, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little about you and why you love Disney so much.
Oh my gosh, the nostalgia, like flat out. So first trip with my grandmother when I was 6, we stayed at the Contemporary Resort. And when you're 6 years old and you're staying at this place that your views are of a magical castle, there's a monorail that runs through. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, is this place real? So immediately, right, the connection is there. Then I was a teen and my parents brought the whole family and my mom and dad were never mushy-gushy, but seeing them hold hands in Main Street, are you joking? Like, so this place just has not only the magic of those nostalgic moments with family and those memories that you create, but then we grew up with like the movies and the soundtrack. So you walk in and you're just in your childhood, no matter how old you are, and it just takes you back and it instantly makes your heart happy. So that's my Disney
I
obsession.
experienced that myself yesterday, and we'll get to that later, but I'm
Yes.
a Star Wars buff.
Oh,
And
bestie
people
right
were
here.
laughing at me in line. I was like, oh, there's R2-D2.
as you should, yes, yes.
All right, so tell me your story, Shantel.
Okay, so my background's a little different. I grew up going to Disneyland, and I learned to love Disney World as an adult with my own family, my kids. So we brought them here, and this is their park, and just watching it through their eyes. We usually stay at, like, you know, a value resort. They've had the experience of a monorail resort as well, but they just love like the larger than life themes that they have. The, you know, you open your bedroom door and we're having, our room is in Toy Story.
Right.
Like, you see Andy's room, and they're just, their favorite movies have been brought to life for them from the beginning of the trip all the way through, like, while we're in the theme parks and the dining, like you said. So it's just complete magic from start to finish.
So I think that's one thing that I noticed the minute I stepped on the Disney property at the resort. Like my particular room, I'm staying at Animal Kingdom. So I have the Hakuna Matata room, which is fantastic because that is my favorite Disney song. I love singing it all the time. I walked in and I told my husband, I was like, oh, we're in Hakuna Matata. But you know, I think as an adult, you go back to being a child immediately when you get here.
Yeah, the immersion is unreal. And as soon as you step in, you can disconnect and just get absorbed by all the details. And I mean, Disney, they don't miss a detail. It's incredible.
So let's talk, let's just go to the very beginning, because I know we've got some folks who are watching and they're like, okay, I am going to do this. I'm going to book my Disney trip. I'm going to take my family to Disney. Where do you even start?
Oh my goodness. So for me, it's always, let's talk budget. You know, it is a vacation. Where are we at in that place? And then where do you want to stay? So Disney is giant, and there are so many amazing magical options. What is it about your family that's drawing you in? You know, Shantel was talking about Toy Story. My kids, right now, they're getting a little bit older, so they like a little bit more like the high-end stuff, you know? They're like, when can we go to the Grand Flow during the holidays to see the life-size gingerbread house and get ourselves, you know, some hot chocolate? So what is the style that like fits and meets your family's desires and needs? And that is side to side with the budget. And then there's, you know, the time of year. When do we want to stay? Do we want to experience the holiday magic? And, you know, Halloween here is amazing. Mickey's Not So Scary, and there's just so many different activities. Or do you just want to do like a spring break? Then there's festivals. So there's really a lot of different ways to kind of navigate that and pick. But once you have your budget, your location where you want to stay, your dates, then the fun starts.
Right.
Then you can start kind of digging down and planning, you know, the attractions and the restaurants and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. So breaking it down really is the first step.
So, and Disney makes it easy because there's so much technology now that
Yeah.
can help. You have the website where
Yeah.
you can just go and everything is there. Now,
My
I
Disney
will tell you
experience,
this.
yeah.
I did have to have my friend Michelle help me through the website. Now, once I did it the first time, I was fine.
It's easy,
It
right?
Figured it out. But tell me a little about my Disney experience. Can you take that one?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
take that one. So I like call it practicing at home.
Okay.
A couple of days before my trip, I'll open up the app. I'll look at the wait times, kind of start getting an idea of what to expect at that time of day. I also like to open up the app, and you can actually mobile order your food that way. And as mom with littles who are kind of picky, it's a huge
Right.
lifesaver because you can open it up, and when you mobile order, they have photos. So we kind of plan out our meals like that, especially, you know, throughout the day. I'm like, hey, which picture do you like? So seeing it on, you know, our phone is so much easier. And I also like that you can see your room. And fun fact, if you open up the map and you're trying to get from one location to the other, you can actually, there's like a little walking person. If you touch that person, it'll give you walking directions.
Did not know
so
that.
you can navigate yourself, especially, you know, for the first time guests who doesn't know really what direction to go,
Yeah.
it's so convenient. It's just a matter of getting to know the apps. I think familiarizing yourself before you get here helps.
Well, I checked into my room and was already, like, when I got off of the bus, it said, oh, you're in this room, you know, welcome home is what it said. And I thought, oh, you don't want to do that because I will move here.
Hey, I
But,
did it.
you know,
encourage
I
it.
mean, how easy, like usually checking in, that's a hard thing. You got to drag your luggage up there,
Yeah.
you got to do everything, and it was all done for me. So I think the thing that I love about this is that the folks at Disney are trying to make it as easy as possible
yes.
for moms or dads
Yes.
to book the Disney vacation
sure.
and not have to worry about all the details once you get here.
And there's so many planning tools. So my Disney experience, obviously, if you go to the website, there's really a plethora of things, but we are on PlanDisney, the panel, and so this is where you can, so a lot of people will, you have a Disney person in your life, right? There's that
Right.
person that's like the Disney nerd.
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Disney, help me plan this. So, but if you don't, that's what we're here for.
Okay.
And the panel is so incredibly diverse that somebody on the panel has experienced whatever you have a question about. And so we have that boots on the ground perspective. So you can literally go on the PlanDisney.com and either search for a question, and if you don't find the answer, you can ask one of us and we will customize an answer for you. And we've been there, done that, and that's kind of the magic of Disney planning. There are tools out there, and we are so excited to just be able to like answer those questions and help you out.
Especially because we're able to feel connected with you. Like if you're looking to do something that we have personally done, I feel like it just makes it so much more magical because we're like, oh my goodness, yes, do this. You know, add those little tips in. My family liked doing this when we did it. You should try this. It's really great to connect because I know there's a computer that divides us, but we're able to share those experiences with you, and it's so fun.
So PlanDisney.com is definitely where you need to go to start.
You can,
Okay.
100%. Yeah. It's definitely the helpful place, and it can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, social media in general, websites, there's like, where do I start? But yeah, go to PlanDisney and start picking our brains digitally.
Yeah.
And asking us questions.
So that's what it is. It's like it's a help for anybody.
It is, yeah. But we are just regular people that love Disney and have
Yeah.
been coming here with our families for years from all diverse places. And we have people that, myself, we do English and Spanish. We have people that answer questions in Portuguese, in French. There's people that are specific for cruise line and Disneyland. So again, a plethora of information at the palm of your hands.
So now, obviously, you mentioned budget earlier.
Yes.
And that is a very big,
Yeah.
important part of it. So, and I don't even want to hit on like when you're on a budget because I feel like a trip, when you're planning a trip to Disney, it's probably going to be it's the trip,
Yes.
right? It's the trip of the year.
Yes.
It's something your kids are waiting for. It's something your family is planning for. I know a lot of people who bring multi-generations, right? So it's the grandparents and the parents and the kids are here. So how many days is the norm for people to stay, do you think? Or how many days does someone plan for to get the full experience? Because once you're here, you want to be able to soak it all in.
Yes.
I personally like to recommend a minimum of 4 days, not including your traveling days, depending on where you're traveling from.
Right.
Because, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get here. But I say 4 for the first time person. That way you can experience each of the theme parks. That way you're not having to pick and choose, because that's what makes it hard, because you want to see everyone in your family has different tastes.
Right.
My son would rather go to Hollywood Studios, where my daughter's a Magic Kingdom girl.
Right.
So 4 minimum, and then grow from there depending on, the fine details that she was talking about, the dining experiences you want to do. If you're going to be here during a holiday
events,
for a party, just build from there. But I always like to say 4 minimum.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and there's always specials too. Like I
Yes.
noticed that when Disney has got great specials. So if you are here for 5 days, you get a certain amount off,
For
or
sure.
if you're are here a certain amount of days, you get different discounts. So always check out those discounts online.
Yes,
because
the
you never
special
know.
offers page, and check it frequently because they change. So we'll have, spring deals or summer deals, or Florida resident, military. There's a lot of always military things that they can take advantage of. She can tell you all about
Yes.
those.
All right, well,
Yeah.
let's seg into that. Tell me about the military and what Disney does to make it a magical experience.
So I think Disney does a really good job of honoring eligible service members and their families. And for my family personally, it's really nice because it gives us the time to reconnect, because our lives are just so busy. We're away from home. It's us all the time. So being able to reconnect without the stress is really nice. They offer specials on resorts, and they also have a ticket promotion. So those are all on the website as well. If you just search military promotions, and they'll all pull up. You'll also find them on the special deals page. And they're just really great to have, especially because planning a vacation is a lot. And I feel like as a military family, we work against time most of the time. So we're looking for a quick book instead of being able to plan and budget for an entire year.
Right. Okay, so I wanted to say, are you both moms? Okay, so how old are your children?
I have a 17-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Boys, girls?
One of each.
Okay.
My oldest is a boy, and then the little is a girl. Yeah.
All right, and yours are little.
They're little. I have a 10-year-old boy and then a 7-year-old daughter.
All right, so we have 4 theme parks here. And how do you handle it as a parent when, as you said, your son likes one thing, your daughter likes the other, you've got the age gap of the teenagers versus the younger ones? How do you try to make everybody happy in your one trip here, your 4 or 5 days that you're
For
here?
sure, you include them in the planning. And so I think for my crew, it's pick your fave and realize that you are not gonna get to see it all, but so prioritizing is key. And there's always that one thing that they don't wanna miss, and we will do whatever we can to make that happen. Lightning lanes are key, especially if it's an attraction, because that shortens your wait time and it allows you to see even more. And so for sure, just kind of letting them pick, and it makes part of the planning so much fun. And then they get so excited about it, right? They're already so excited they're gonna be here. But getting to say like, oh, on this day I'm gonna go do Tron, and Sis is like, I don't wanna do it, but we coerce her into it.
Well, yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I think the kids also, I noticed with our 10-year-old, they get really tired.
Yes.
They're so pumped up, they're so excited, and then you've still got a lot of things booked. How do you, as moms, kind of keep the momentum going at the park where you're not like, this was the worst?
We take a lot of breaks.
Okay,
resort breaks.
And sometimes we don't always go back to the resort. Just sitting down like, okay guys, let's get a snack, and we're gonna sit here and eat it and just, take in the views. And so we'll sit, tell me about your favorite thing, just those conversations, kind of just creating our own little escape, at a table or on a bench, and enjoying our snack together and reflecting on our day really helps bring us back in. And okay, you ready? Are your feet good? Let's go.
Yeah. Talk to me about the teenager.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Keeping them happy. No, but we're Disney people, so he enjoys the process. He enjoys being here. We do take the resort breaks because the resorts here are just as magical as the parks, truly. And my kids are big pool people, and so we do sometimes, take that break, refresh, and that's when you start thinking of the longer trips. Because if you want to have like a resort day or those resort breaks, you're gonna want to stay a little bit longer so you don't miss out on like full park days and all the other things that are to be seen. I also think it's important, if your family likes to just take those breathers, plan a dinner reservation, a late lunch reservation, and you can also kind of kill two birds with one stone, and like say that you want to meet X, Y, and Z character, figure out, you know, come to PlanDisney, ask us like, hey, where can I meet so-and-so? We get those questions a lot. We actually had one recently that I was like, oh yeah, you can actually meet so-and-so at this restaurant. Plan that, and you can kind of work around that, and you're sitting down, you're taking a breather, and you're still having a blast, right? You're getting to meet the characters, and the kids are still continuing to make memories. It's Central Florida. Those AC breaks are key. So yeah, mental
Well, there's
note
a lot
on
of
that.
shows too, right? That you can mix it up. You could do a ride and then do a show to kind of get a little AC, because that is important.
Oh my goodness, I know. We know all the special places.
All the special
places. Those
places.
like longer attractions, like Carousel of Progress. Listen, that is the spot.
Yeah.
2 o'clock at MK. There's a rainstorm coming. Let's go to Carousel. Let's go.
Oh, okay. All right. I need to know about that one.
Yes, yes. That's
PlanDisney.com. We're going to get
Come
these girls. I'm going to have them on speed dial when I'm at the park.
Let's go. We're ready. We're ready.
So you mentioned lightning lanes. That is one thing that I learned really quickly. But one thing that was also very confusing to me when I was trying to book. How do I know what tickets to buy? You know, there's park hoppers. There's this. Do I buy one park, 2 parks? Do I buy all the parks? How do I? What am I doing here with the tickets?
I think it goes back to your preference and what your family wants to do and experience. That's why I always say the 4, so that you can try and find what's your guys' groove. It's real, and your time too. You know, if you're short on time, I don't recommend park hopping. I recommend doing 1 park a day so that you really soak it all in. Especially if you're traveling with younger kids, it can be a little bit more challenging to, all right, let's go to the next one. And that way you're going at their pace and, you know, including them in the planning like we mentioned before, so that they're part of the whole experience. And it's really fun when you step back and let your kiddos kind of run the show, because you get to see what they want to do. You know, I'm an over planner, so I like to say, okay, we're going here at this time, here at this time, here at this time. Yes, I have my Disney experience open. I'm like, okay, you guys, you need to hurry up. We've got to go. But I think stepping back and really letting them tell me like, but I want to go in here. Let's go into this shop. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So that's why I always say do the 1 park per day, a minimum of 4. Now, you know, when we do some of our adult trips, let's get the park hoppers. Let's go. Where are we going? What are our tops? So it really depends on the style of trip.
All right. So like when you're planning a trip, if you don't get the park, so a park hopper is only good for 1 day, correct?
It depends on the ticket that you purchase. And so this is where, are we looking at a bundle? Are we looking, and we're here to break it down for you, right?
Yeah.
But it just, like Shantel was saying, it's customizable. So that's the beauty of it. It's what you want it to be. You can make your Disney vacation whatever you want it to be. You can get a 1 day, 1 park, but you can also get, you know, a multiple park day with park hopper, without park hopper. Then you can add the extras and visit the water park. So there's different ways to navigate it, but you can start base level, 1 park, 1 day, and then see, do we need to add the other things, and go from there.
So I'm going to just say this for the park hopping. Yesterday I park hopped, and I had almost 20,000 steps on my step counter by the end of the day.
Well done.
And I think what people need to understand is, we're talking about park hopping, but these parks aren't like right next door, and you're not just like walking from one to the other. Now, Disney does make it easy and convenient for you to get with transportation. There's the boats, there's the buses, and there's the monorail, and there's Skyliner. So, I mean, there's options for you to get from one park to the other, but it will take you anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes is what it was taking us yesterday to get from park to park.
Yeah.
And then the parks are gigantic. So once you get to your second park, you're going to need a lot of time to take it all in. And I promise you'll end up being like, oh my gosh, I missed this, because, so I'm kind of like you guys. I would suggest a park a day.
Yeah.
Maybe you could squeeze in 2 parks, but it's going to be a long day if you do that.
For sure.
And if you
Know
have,
your family.
Kids, that's going to be a long, long day on them. We tried to squeeze 2 parks in with the 10-year-old, and by the time the fireworks hit, it was, my husband was having to carry her, which is hard with the 10-year-old.
Yes.
She was pooped, but and also like she didn't really when we got home, she said, I wish I hadn't been so tired because I missed.
They wanted to keep going.
Well, she kind of slept through the fireworks because
It's an excuse to come back. It's
Yeah,
all
exactly,
good.
exactly.
That's what I
So-
tell my kids. You know, whenever we would come and not get to do things, I'm like, hey, add it to the list. We'll come back.
Yeah. So that's something I notice. A lot of repeat customers.
Oh, yeah.
What is bringing these people back to Disney over and over and over?
It's those memories, man. For me, seeing my kids grow up, I have pictures of them in front of Cinderella Castle in like different stages and ages, and it just, how sweet is that? Like, and then you remember when they were 5 and like Small World was the place to be, and now 17 and all we want to do is Guardians and Tron. And so the beauty of Disney, like no matter what stage in life, Disney adults coming to Disney, coming with your toddlers, and there is something for everybody, and you can make the trip just as magical with your babies all the way to like bringing the grandparents. And let me tell you, we do the girls trips.
Yeah,
and
that
those
was what I was gonna
monorail,
ask about.
those monorail crawls, girl. Listen.
Well, yeah,
That is
I
a
mean,
good
you've got
time.
Epcot where you can,
Yes,
you can
drink
drink
around
around
the
the world.
Yes.
I haven't done that.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah.
No, it really is. Like, honestly, I cherish my times where I've come here. So PlanDisney becomes kind of a family. We become friends with each other, and we end up kind of vacationing with each other.
Okay.
And that's how I discovered coming to Disney without my kids. And kids, turn off the camera right now. Turn it off. I sometimes prefer it. It's
I know.
just so
No,
much
no.
fun. It's so much fun.
I
It's
understand.
not that I prefer it. That sounds terrible. It's a different experience, but equally as fun.
Yes.
Like a complete blast.
So let's talk about packing.
Oh, man.
I'm an
Everything.
overpacker.
I know, I'm
I'm an
like,
overpacker.
So I have noticed at the resorts, Disney they're wonderful. They make the beds tall so I can shove the suitcases under it.
Tons of
'cause
storage.
There's tons of storage in the rooms. And you have everything you need in your rooms too. This was a big one for me. I know this is so silly, but toiletries, like the bathroom is stocked with your
Yes.
shampoo and your body wash and all the things that you
It
need.
smells like Disney.
Yes. So if there's like, it's just one less thing you have to pack is why I bring
Right,
that up.
and
right?
more room for souvenirs.
Right.
That's my justification.
Souvenirs,
There it is,
man.
there
That's
it
a
is.
big one.
Yes.
But seriously,
The
like,
must-packs.
what are the must packs that you need to bring?
It's Central Florida. Rain gear.
Mm-hmm.
Rain gear, ponchos, umbrellas, just have it with you. Hopefully you don't need it, but even if you do, a rainy day at Disney is better than a day anywhere else, and it's
Right.
still a blast.
All
I
right.
think with traveling with kids, making sure you have their extras. I like to always just bring an extra outfit for me, not for me, I'm sorry, for my little ones. That way, and if they spill something, if we have a character dining reservation later and they're dirty, or it rains and they're
Yep.
kids, they don't want to carry an umbrella, they want to go splash. Just having that backup outfit for them is really handy, and a portable charger because you're using your My Disney experience. So that's my top. I can't go anywhere without my
A backup battery,
Yes.
for sure.
Mhm. And there's actually kiosks around the park where you can swap. You can purchase one, and it's good for
okay.
almost,
Those are
forever. It feels like
super
I've had mine for like
convenient. Yes.
5 years, and all I do is keep it in my
You bring
park
your
bag.
empty one, yeah.
Yep, and then just go
Really?
swap it out and get
Okay.
a new charged one, and I don't have to worry about charging it at bedtime. And
Or if you happen to forget, it's just an
It's
option.
just an
Yeah.
option.
I love that about Disney too. I feel like, obviously it's because they have great people like you guys who are helping them out. You're like, hey, this is what you need at the park.
Yeah.
I even noticed it's daylight savings time this weekend.
Yep.
Yes.
And I don't know who did it, but somebody changed every clock in the park yesterday. I was quite impressed because it's going to take
It
me
was
6
the White
months.
Rabbit. Didn't you
Yeah.
see him do it?
Oh,
I saw
did
him
he?
do it. He was running around.
So you touched on something I did want to touch about what you take into the park. So you can
Yes.
take a backpack into the park.
Yes, absolutely. You can actually even bring snacks, which helps my family.
Yes.
My kids are always hungry, and it's really convenient to be like, okay, let's get a snack here, and then we'll go sit down somewhere. So I like to bring my portable charger, snacks for the kids, backup clothes. I like to bring some sort of sanitizer or wipe for those Mickey ice cream bars can get messy.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Even the teenagers need that.
yeah.
I need it. And you're touching stuff
Right.
always.
Yes. I think those are like my must-have. Oh, and a water bottle. I like to
Water
bring
bottle,
a
yeah.
reusable water bottle.
Yes.
You are able to get complimentary water cups at quick service locations, but it's nice to pour that cold water
Keep it
into
cool.
your water bottle to keep it cold, especially on those hot summer days.
For
Right,
sure, for
definitely.
sure.
I had a very good friend who told me that I need to take a separate pair of shoes, like just flip-flops even.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you do get caught in the rain and then your shoes get wet,
100%.
the worst.
It's the worst.
Yes.
but yeah.
I've had friends buy Crocs. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Have
that's
them in the
also
gift
an
shop.
option, but
Yeah.
you can also throw some.
They have 'em in the gift
yeah,
shop.
they do. They
Yeah,
do.
but those were some of the essentials that I had learned too. The rain poncho, just those
And
little
like you
spare
said,
ones you can get at the Dollar Tree or
20-something
whatever.
thousand steps. I mean, even
Yeah.
you might just want to switch shoes, right?
And you
It's
don't
a
even have
lot
to
of
carry
stuff.
all that with you. You can rent a locker
Yeah.
and just, leave it in there if you see those clouds looming or, ready to change, or weather, if it gets cooler and you don't want to start with your
and
jacket.
that's
The
another
layering.
thing, depending on the weather, like what time of year you're here at Disney. Definitely take like sleeves for night.
For sure. It gets cold here sometimes. I
and when
mean,
you're
we
on
get
a
those
roller
cold
coaster
snaps.
at night. It's
Yes.
chilly.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
so let's talk about some of the really cool experiences you can do here at Disney. Each
there's
park
so
has
many.
yes. So how about if I put you on the spot here? Do you?
Okay, I've got one of mine, but
have
I'm
a
thinking
favorite?
it's an extra. So
Okay.
we added it on. We like to do a resort day when we visit.
Okay.
And my husband's a huge fisherman.
Okay, so what does
Loves
that
to
mean?
fish.
You go visit a resort that
So
you're
on
not
our resort
staying at?
day, it's our break day.
Oh, okay,
So we
okay.
don't go to the parks. We usually stay in our resort, enjoy the pools.
Yes.
Okay.
I like to take advantage of the magic outside of the theme parks, and I'll do, a character dining experience. That way they're still meeting their favorite characters, but we're not like, okay, we have a lightning lane, let's go. We get to really live in that moment. So on our break day, we'll do something like that, enjoy the pool. Our most recent trip we did, it's called an Enchanting Extra. And so we booked it. My husband's a huge fisherman, and I don't really care for it, but he loves it. I'll go. And we're fishing at my favorite place. Yes, I will go join you. So we did a 2-hour excursion, and we had a guided tour where he was helping us, load. I don't even know the right
They were fishing?
language. Yes, we were fishing outside of Magic Kingdom. Cinderella Castle was, in our background, and my whole family got to fish. We all had our pole, and our guide was able to, help us set up our lines and our hooks, and
That is
we got to,
awesome.
step back and take a picture, something that he enjoyed doing, my husband, in the place that I enjoyed doing. So it really brought our family together, and I think looking into those extras, even if you're not in a theme park and
Right.
you want to just enjoy the resorts, something like that to add on is a great
Right.
option.
There are so many options for me. So I'm a fireworks girl. That's probably my top thing. Disney fireworks. There was this meme that was going around a while back where you come to Disney, you watch the fireworks, and then you go to your hometown 4th of July, and you're just like, oh, that was cute. That was really cute.
Ruined it.
A for effort.
Thanks, Mickey.
Where's my
Just ruined it.
synchronized, soundtrack? No, but so there is a fireworks cruise that you can take, and there's 2 options. You can either do the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, so Happily Ever After, or maybe the holiday ones, or you could do Epcot fireworks. And this little pontoon that fits about 10 people, up to 10, puts you right in the middle of it, and they pipe in the music, and so you can have a little private party on the water and watch magic and cry like I do, or not, but I cry. And it's incredible, but that's a celebration for a special birthday, an engagement. Oh my gosh, are you kidding?
Well, I did see at the park yesterday a lot of people walking around with either just married shirts or, they come here for their honeymoon, right? A lot of people do.
Yes.
Or you're right, the engagements or
Whenever you're walking by the hub, which is the little central area in Magic Kingdom, and a plaza rubs, somebody just got
Somebody
proposed
just
to.
got
I'm just like,
engaged.
oh, wow, that's so cute. It's so
That's
amazing.
so
yeah.
awesome. So Disney has a lot of new attractions. Every time I open up the app, there's new, because there's so many different resorts. There's something new. What are some of the new exciting things that are going on here at Disney?
I'm excited about the stuff that's coming this summer. So
Yeah.
again, I'm a fireworks, nighttime parade kind of stuff. We have a new summertime, and why am I drawing a blank of the name? We just talked about this. Oh my
Starlight.
gosh, Starlight, thank you. There's a giant sign outside.
Yeah.
There's just so much new stuff, but so my favorite growing up was the Main Street Electrical Parade, and we miss it. But so there's a new one coming, and I am dying. It's coming this summer, so Starlight, we can't wait. There is a villains show that's coming up that we are super stoked. You're a villains girl, right?
Yes, I am.
It's so much fun. Yes, Little Mermaid at Disney Hollywood Studios. The show that used to be there is getting reimagined. So Little Mermaid, classic. We all love her.
Love that.
What else?
I think you covered it. And I think that going back to our conversation earlier, that's what makes us always come back, because every time you come back, it's something different, something new to experience, new memories to be made.
Oh my goodness,
like
yes.
A nighttime spectacular for you to enjoy. You're gonna be crying again.
You know I am. You know
So
I am.
I'm a rides girl.
Yes.
Like, and I mentioned earlier, I was a Star Wars freak.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yesterday we were at Hollywood and I would like do all of the Star Wars things a million times.
Yes.
So we were talking earlier about how basically these Disney parks bring all of our favorite movies to life. And like with the Star Wars in particular, I got to feel like I was Princess Leia and Mark Hamill, and I'm dating myself. I'm going OG Star Wars, but you know, you're doing the Smuggler's Run and the Millennium Falcon. Things
Walking
like
up to the Millennium Falcon, like
Right.
I grew up with Star Wars, but I can't really call myself a nerd. But I was like, are you joking right now? It's like life size.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa. And then you get to like pilot the thing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And Rise of the Resistance, we were just on it yesterday, and I've been on it a bunch of times, and every single time, it's just incredible. You, like you said, you're sucked into the movie, you're sucked into the storyline, and you notice these different details. My mind explodes with what Disney can accomplish with these attractions.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
All right, and I had one day. I said this is my first trip to Disney, but I did have one day a few months ago that we came and we went to Epcot, and I did the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh man,
That ride changed my life. It did.
what song did you get? Do you remember?
So I got. Oh my gosh.
Conga.
No, it was.
Everybody Wants to
I
Rule the
did do
World.
Conga. Yes, I
Yes.
had because I wrote it 3 times.
I love it. I love it. I still haven't gotten Conga. I love Everybody Wants to
Conga's
Rule the
great.
World.
Yeah.
I think that was actually my favorite.
Yeah,
so good.
I mean,
Such an
it's-
80s vibe.
But to me, I've never experienced anything like that on
It's
a ride.
incredible.
It
It
is
is
mind
the
blowing.
most like smooth. It's unreal. Yeah.
Because you were talking about feeling like you were, in the Star Wars ride, feeling like you were flying the Millennium Falcon. With Guardians of the Galaxy, you really feel like you're flying through outer space.
100%.
So,
100%.
and that to me totally embodies the magic of Disney that they can create. It's just
Truly,
crazy.
truly, yeah.
They've also got a lot of things. We want to talk about the littles because I know I've got a lot of moms and dads who are probably
Yeah.
going, okay, we're gonna bring the kids. I have not experienced all the little people things because my kids were older. So tell me
Yes.
some of the really cool things littles can do.
So I've been bringing my kids since they were little. Like I remember carrying my daughter in like a backpack carrier, and there's Rider Switch, which is a great option for families with littles because they don't meet the height requirement just yet. So mom, dad, grandma, grandpa can go ride the ride while someone hangs back with your little, and then the adults will get the opportunity to swap. So the next person will stay with the little, and then the other person will get to go experience that attraction. And I think that's what makes it also so special is you remember the time where you brought your little and, they're not measuring up. And the second that they make that requirement, I mean, we're like, yes!
I know it.
That was this
a
summer
rite
for
of passage.
Disney
Yeah.
milestones.
Yes,
100%.
that was this summer for my family and just my daughter. I remember her like coming off shaking because it was like her first roller coaster. And she was like, "It was so fun, Mom!" I was like, but you did it.
That is so cool.
So it's just, I mean, there's so many opportunities. Also, if you're traveling with littles, there's the baby care centers. So, if something happens, they need a change and you want a little bit quieter space or a quiet place to nurse, you can go in an air-conditioned place.
It's an oasis for moms.
And it's so,
incredible.
yes, you forget something, you run out of diapers, wipes, you
Wow,
forget.
okay.
There's you can purchase all that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
there's
it-
one
it
in every
really-
park.
It really alleviates the stress of, oh no, I left it in the resort, we gotta go back. You can just pop in there and
Yeah,
get,
baby diapers, wipes. It's
food.
super clean, air conditioned.
yes, it
Fantastic.
gives you
Pixie
the
dusted.
opportunity,
Yeah.
to keep that normal, routine for your children if
Yeah.
they need it. There's high chairs in there they can eat in,
Yeah.
just a little bit more of a home
Very homey.
atmosphere. So it's really great. So there are just so many things.
So when I talk to parents, one of the things that always comes up is nobody knows what age is the appropriate age to bring your child. And I don't mean appropriate like there's an inappropriate thing, but like how old do they need to be for them to fully enjoy it and take it all in? What do you suggest?
Are you joking? Have you ever seen a little 6-month-old meeting Winnie the Pooh? It'll make you cry. Apparently, I'm a crier.
I have not seen
No,
that.
it's my favorite. And like seeing them like reach out. My kids, Tigger
waddle
is
over.
the brightest orange that you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And these babies are just like, their brains are exploding like, oh, he's here.
It's the cartoon
It's
coming to life,
insane.
right?
I am, however old I am, and my daughter is a Mickey obsessed girly. And every time we visit, we have to go say hi to the boss, and I get excited. It's just like, so I really think people will argue like, oh, they're too little, they won't remember. Honestly, do you remember anything when you were 3? I don't remember anything, but you do.
You have the memory though as the parent.
Yes, as a
Oh, my
parent, it's just like,
goodness.
I remembered crying the first time my son walked up to Mickey. I was just like in tears,
Yeah.
and I couldn't compose myself. Thankfully, Disney PhotoPass did such a
They
good
did. Oh
job,
my gosh.
because I was like,
No, you're
I
shaking.
couldn't,
You
I
can't.
couldn't
And you
take
want to be in the
pictures.
moment.
And
yeah.
so purchasing that memory maker was 100%
Yeah.
worth it, because
love it.
that PhotoPass photographer captured, I mean,
The
every
walking.
every
Yes.
Oh,
step,
wow.
the hug. I was like, oh my goodness. So
right.
Yeah.
he doesn't remember, but I do.
You've got to talk about Memory Maker. I'm so glad you brought that
Oh,
up
yes.
because that is a lifesaver. You're so
Yes.
right. I've had
It's-
so many moments
Mom
where.
gets to be in the picture.
So
Like,
what? So let's tell everybody what it is.
Okay, so Memory Maker is something you can add on to the package. It's an option. So we have photographers all throughout the parks, the resorts, the water parks, everywhere, even Disney Springs sometimes. And they take amazing high quality pictures of you, and it also includes ride pictures. So it's basically a package that you use that wherever you see a Disney official photographer, you just get in line, they take an amazing picture in front of all the icons, but then also, like I said, the rides, the attractions, and then you kind of see them in different spots. They're there with the characters as well. So you can be in the moment. Mom can be in the picture. And so
whole
they take
family.
a bunch of pictures. You tap your Magic Band, you tap your Magic Mobile on your phone, whatever you have linked to the account. They even give you a card if you don't have any of those options, which is fine. And then at the end of the trip, you can go back and you have all those memories. Every single trip that I've been, I have this, and it's hundreds and hundreds of pictures, and they're all good.
Yeah.
Like they're great quality, and again, like everybody's just kind of in the moment. You're not worried about the cell phone. You can do that too,
Right.
but and they're good quality. It's just
I'm
I
going to
love it.
insert a couple of photos here. This is me holding baby Groot.
Yes!
happens.
Oh, the magic shots.
This is when we all saw Donald Duck, and Tinkerbell flew into my hand too. So,
Yes, yes. Sometimes the photographers add a little extra pixie dust, and you don't know what you're gonna get until you get home. And that's actually the kids love that. Like, oh, who did we get in this
I know.
picture? They love
no,
that.
that's fun. Magic bands. We have to talk about this.
Yes.
These are magical. They will save your life. You have to get a magic band. There are a bazillion different options.
There are.
They are just as bad as the ears.
Oh my
In a good
goodness.
way.
I think there's
mean,
more.
It's
Yeah.
collectibles, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the magic bands. Where you get them? What do you do with it?
Wearable technology. This is your keys to the kingdom. This is your wallet. This is your lightning lane. So anything that is linked into your My Disney experience is going to be linked here. You tap to enter the park. You tap to pay for your food. You tap for your, lightning lanes, etc. And the new ones interact with certain things around the parks and the show. So you literally be watching fireworks and this thing just starts buzzing and turning on colors.
Yes.
So it's a whole experience. It's
I had
so cool.
yesterday. It happened on a ride, and I thought, because with this watch, it'll like buzz me if
Vibrate.
I get a text or something, and I was going there. Oh.
Why is it buzzing? Yeah. It's telling you that there's something
Very
going
cool.
on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even opens your hotel room.
Yeah, it's a key. It's your room key.
So yeah, definitely.
And that just kind of helps not have to keep track of a lanyard with a card or whatever. It's right there, tap and go.
Yes, definitely, and it's waterproof too.
And
I
it's
found it.
beautiful, like when you have the packages that we were talking about earlier, if you happen to add a dining plan, that's another thing to kind of take off your list. You show up, you're enjoying your meals that you pre-planned, you pay with it, and you go. Where's that money coming from? We don't know. We don't ask questions at Disney.
Yes.
We just tap and go and have a great
I
time.
know. All right, I gotta wrap up here in a minute, but I struggle with ears. I want every one that I see.
I know.
So how do you know? How do you know what ears you need to start out with?
Yes.
Just any?
I just asked.
The answer is yes. You get them all.
You're asking the wrong person.
I know. I
can't even
literally
count
have
anymore.
a holder.
I
I have
saw
a
a
holder
girl-
and it's full. I
Yeah,
know.
I
It's
saw a girl
terrible.
on TikTok earlier this week that had taken frames and she put the empty
This
frames
way.
on the wall and then she hung
And
the
that's
ears
the
in the
holders.
frame.
I
I would
wanna
take out my whole
see.
wall.
I know.
That's how
That's
many.
what it did. It
I
took
mean,
my
if
whole
it
wall.
matches the outfit, yes.
Right.
If it
Yes.
fits the occasion, if it's holiday seasonal, yes.
You have to have a Christmas one, a Halloween one.
I'm-
My daughter calls these the butter ones. I don't know why.
like
Do they look
those.
like butter?
Yeah.
I thought they looked like spring. I'm rocking butter ears. I don't know.
So,
The answer is yes all the
Do you-
time.
Yes,
Yes,
ears. Yes.
so I felt a little peer pressure yesterday
Oh, no.
because I was walking around the park and I did not have anything Disney on. Well,
It's
I mean,
okay.
you know,
It's
my
okay.
first, you know.
Yes. No shame.
But
We listen and we do not judge.
but you'll see people, they collect the bags.
Yes. The lounge
backpacks.
flies. Yeah.
What are they called?
Lounge flies. That's the brand that makes them.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are collectible. So there's people, those like actually hold their value. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
There's a whole community where you can get lounge flies. The lines are crazy.
Pins. I saw people
Yes,
sitting around
and the
work with
pin
trading pins.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
There's
Is
like
that what they're doing?
sub-communities of things that you can kind of like make it part of your Disney experience. And yeah, pin trading is a big one.
So like, because I saw a girl, she had a book,
Yeah.
and there were people around her. We
Yeah.
didn't know what. I said, was she selling those? And they were like, no, she's trading
You
them.
trade them, and they have like events where you come and you bring all your pins. It's super cool. And yeah, you can usually find, and cast members will
You can
have their
trade with
lanyards.
cast members.
Oh.
If you ever
Yes.
see a cast member, they'll usually have a little board and a lanyard, and you can go in there and trade. That's a super fun thing for kids to do.
It's really fun.
Oh, you may never get me out of here.
I know, I know.
I said leave room for souvenirs.
All right,
Yes.
let's run down the websites that everybody can
Yes.
go to for help.
So Disney, just Disney.com, PlanDisney.com for ours, and you can also find us on the Help tab. So if you're in the main website and you look under Help, you can also ask us questions there. We're on Instagram as well, Plan Disney.
The Disney parks have social media pages as well.
Oh,
You
yes.
can. I like to look at those before I plan, so make sure you add those to your follow list. Because
Disney Parks blog is an amazing one to follow because they are going to be telling you all of the upcoming stuff whenever tickets are starting to get sold for like the special events, because those do sell out.
Yes.
So if somebody's looking forward to Mickey's Not So Scary, those actually get announced coming up soon, right? Historically, like they.
Okay.
So Disney Parks blog, like you said, like the Disney Parks, all the social media, all those.
The
if you-
official Disney parks
Yeah.
is where you want to get most of your
Yeah, mydisney.com, I think is what, or is that what it's called?
I think if you just type in Disney.com, it'll
Okay.
pull up, but it's
Okay.
like Walt Disney World.disney.go maybe.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll, but Google will help you out. Google will help you out.
This website right here.
Yeah. On the caption.
Also, I do want to hit on the lightning lanes
Yes.
and why that's so important. Because you have to book things in advance. Don't think you can
do.
just get to the park and you can book dining or you can book the experiences. You have to book them in advance.
It makes
because
it
the
easier.
The
Yeah.
time slots will fill up.
They do. They do. So planning is a key part to make your Disney vacation as stress-free as possible. Not to say that you can't just show up and play. I do it all the time as a local. I just show up, I play, and it's still an amazing experience. But for those must-dos. So lightning lanes, if you're staying on property at one of the Disney resorts, 7 days before your check-in date, you can start making those. And so the earlier the better, especially for those, you know, the Trons and the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Tianas, like the newer attractions, you're gonna wanna get those as soon as possible. And then for people that are staying off-site, 3 days before your arrival. So another one of those perks of staying on property, you get a little added, you know,
Time.
benefit. Yeah.
Right, right. And then it's great because with the app on your phone, it'll pop up and it'll go, oh, your ride's coming up, and then you know to head to that part
Yes.
of the park,
Yeah.
and it's great. So thank you guys so much for all the tips.
Yes,
having
thanks for
us.
having
Ready
us.
to plan my next vacation now.
Absolutely. And we're here to help
Yes.
you.
I'm gonna come
Please,
back with
come see
different.
us.
Yeah, you guys got to go shopping with me. Ear
Come
shopping with me.
on, let's go. Disney Springs, biggest Disney store in the world. Is it still?
What's the deal with the McDonald's too?
The one here, the solar powered one,
Yes.
isn't it so cool
It's
though?
gigantic.
Yeah, I think they have like bikes there so that you can work off the fries that you got, and then it like powers the place. I might have to be making that up, but
you
I
just
feel
told me the fries were fat free.
Okay, they are.
She
They're
went with
pixie
working
dust.
out. And
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm out. You get 20,000 steps if you park
You
hop, so
burned
you're good.
yes, no. They cancel out at Disney. No calories at Disney.
Plan your Disney vacation today.